Welcome to 30 Days of Python Day 6. In this episode, we will be looking at how to work with the if statement. So this is what we call control structures 1, which will deal with if statements. Now, if statements are used to establish a condition. Now, when it comes to programming, there are 3 things you must learn to say you've mastered a programming language. The first thing is variables. The variable is a container. The second thing is decision making, which is what we are doing right now. And the third thing is loops, which is another type of control structure. Now, the way code is executed in a computer, it executes from top to bottom. So code starts at the top and then it goes all the way down to the bottom. But if it meets a control structure, the control structure can alter the flow of the code in a program. The flow of code execution in the program, yes. The flow of code execution in the program. So we'll start with the ones we have. Now, the first one is the if statement. And the way the if statement works, now, by the way, this is a flowchart. Now, what a flowchart is the graphical representation of an algorithm. So the way the flowchart works is this. This is your if statement. You say start, you have a condition, which can be true or false. Now, if the condition is true, it executes what is in the if block and then stops the program. If the condition is false, it just stops the program. Now, I'm going to illustrate this with a simple program. I'll call it even.py. And then I'll save that quickly. Now, the way this program will work is this. It's going to take in a number and tell you the number is even. Now, the way to test if a number is even is to use the modulus operator. So if we say 7 modulus 2, 8 modulus 2, we're going to get 0 because 2 is a multiple, 8 is a multiple of 2. When we say 7 modulus 2, we get 1. So that's a test for even and odd. So we come to our even.py. We now say input number equals to int input. Please enter a number. Now we do the if statement. If, so let me leave a comment for later. Ask the user enter a number. Give the number if input number modulus 2 equals 0, print so we save. So we enter number 6. So tell us 6 is even. We come back. And this is very interesting. Now, when we enter an odd number, like 79 or even 7, nothing happens, but the program ends. So let me refresh your mind on the flow chart for the if statement. You see that when it is false, nothing happens, but it just stops the program. Next one is the if and else statement. So the way the if and else statement works is that there is a condition. If the condition is true, it executes the if block and stops. If the condition is false, it executes the else block and stops. So I'll take this if program and save it as if underscore odd, because now I'm adding the odd parts to it. Then I'll put the else block. Else print is odd. So when we run it now, something will happen in that case. So you've seen 90. 90 is even. Run it again. 89 is odd. So 89 is odd. So you see that unlike the even case, this works because unlike the even.py case, this works because we have something in the else block. Now the code for the else if block is kind of convoluted. It starts with a condition, then you have your if condition. If true, if block. If it's false, there's an elif condition. If that is true, the elif block. If that is false, it goes into the next block. If that is false, it finally goes to the else block. And then all of them bring the program to an end. Now, a physical process this reminds me of is distillation. So this reminds me of distillation, and you can create a program out of this. Now, one program we can create with this would be a quadratic equation solver. And we'll cover that next class. So for now, let's do some work on quadratic equations. And then let's look at how next class we'll look at the quadratic equation solver. Now, this is what we call a quadratic equation. And the quadratic equation is any equation that has the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, this is the quadratic formula. So you take the coefficients of a, b, and c, and you put them into the quadratic formula. Now, there are factors, and the factors are based on what we call the discriminant, and these are the three, and this is why it's a good use case for the if and else statement. If the discriminant is positive, there are distinct roots, two distinct roots. If the discriminant is 0, there is one real root, sometimes called a repeated or double root. If the discriminant is negative, there are no real roots, rather there are two non-real complex roots. And then we'll be looking at how to work on this in our next class. Thank you very much. Have a great